18? All right, 18. Practice 18. Had a good day yesterday. I was happy with yesterday, with what we got out of the guys yesterday compared to the day before. Not the day before. It was good practice, but it wasn't like what I wanted. So we'll clean up some more things today. We're out in the shells. So, I'm excited to see if we can push through it. These are those days, I think I told you yesterday, I forget who I talked to, that I really wanted to see them push through that practice yesterday, and they did, in pads, in the heyday of camp. So I'm excited about where they've been here after 17 going into 18, okay? I told you I'd give you some updates. So they give you some updates, so you don't have to ask. First update is, I told you I could give you a starting kicker. Trey Butowski is our starting kicker, okay? He's had the best numbers coming through camp. He's a young guy we brought in, and he's a true freshman. We're excited about his future, so he will be the starting kicker coming into the opener. That's information number one. So we're happy for him and his family. The team is excited. Number two, just to give you some roster moves, I feel pretty good, and you never have the woods, right? I mean, as far as just injuries go, but we have lost a couple guys, a few guys I should say, to season-ending injuries. So Jaden Bonsu is out for the year with a lower leg. We've also lost Jeremiah Marshland with an upper body for the year. So those are two linebackers that hurt us. And then James London is no longer part of our football program, and we'll leave it at that.
What does the depth outlook now look like in the linebacker room with Bonsu and Marshland out?
We got, again, we know, those are two good football players. Obviously, with Biles, Kyle Lewis, and Braylon Lovelace, you feel great with those three guys. But Cam Lindsey's been better. Cam Lindsey keeps getting better every day. It's like, whoa. The light bulb's really, just physical, thudding up stuff. I'm like, is that him? What's he weigh now? He looks like he weighs 225. I'm not quite sure he's that heavy right now. But Nick Lappy has had a great camp. So those guys got to step up. And again, it's just the next man up. So we still feel good at that position, obviously.
Who would be the next man up in the middle?
In the middle, right now, it would probably be Nick Lappy, be like the Braylon Lovelace. Lappy would be in, Lappy would be the first one in at either the money or the mic. And I would say, obviously, Cam Lindsey would be the next guy out to start.
You had talked earlier in the spring about maybe having 4 linebackers out there, and like your nickel package. Is that with Marcelin being out? Does that kind of put the kibosh on it?
No, it doesn't. We still have that in, and we got good enough athletes. It's a matter of having that linebacker on the field, especially when people cross the 50, where you can still get an odd front, but not be have a little skinny guy in there like me.
I know you were hoping you could still use Lovelace inside and outside, kind of moving around. Are you more limited now that he's going to pretty much have to stay inside all the time?
Not necessarily. I mean, if King needed a break, Lovelace go in, Lappy go in there, wherever we feel based on the game plan. And so, I mean, we can adjust and move guys around.
What do you feel like Trey's effective range is just heading into week 1?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, you range in practice or range in the game?
Yeah, good point.
So we don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out what his range is. But he hit a 49. I mean, he can hit from 50s. I mean, he's got power. He's got an explosive leg. He's a good kicker.
Do you sit down with the kicker? Is that one where you can sit down with a paper, take the names off, and just say player A or B? Let the numbers decide who.
There's no question about it. A few years ago, if you guys remember, matter of fact, the 2021 season. Okay. I'll drag it up. But Ben Salt's a true freshman, scholarship kicker. We had Sam Scarton, who was a walk-on kicker, and he won the job that year. Obviously as a head coach, you kind of go, the scholarship guy, he better win the job, right? Sam Scarton beat him out. We won a championship with the walk-on kicker, and obviously earned a scholarship because of it, in camp. So they had 2 kickers on scholarship. So that's the name of the game. But we got a lot of faith in them, and again, game days are game days. But when it came down to pure numbers, Sam Scarton beat out Ben Sauls. Okay, as far as just the numbers go, like 10-12%. I forget the exact number, but and it was just clear. But then the next year came back, Ben Sauls bounced back. I think I may have mentioned it to you sometimes, whether it's in the draft process, but for what Ben did You know, nowadays most guys, they quit, right? They see that, they go, okay, I'm out of here, I'll go somewhere else. It's just an easy way to quit. Ben Sauls didn't quit. Ben Sauls fought back and beat Sam Scarton out and won the job. To me, that's, I talk about that a lot in recruiting, like that's what it's all about, like compete for your job. And there was a lot of competition, you know, there wasn't like it was easy competition out there. There was competition and like there is in every place. You either want to compete or you don't want to compete. If competition scares you, you know, and there's only one position, you know, only one guy at your job, I mean, you know, there's no competition. So, you know, competition is learned, okay? You don't become competitive when there's only one guy standing back there kicking, or you only have one quarterback and you have nobody else and there's no competition, not good. So there was a battle there. And the percentages, without a doubt, were in Trey's favor.
Sorry, this is kind of a silly question, but would you ever consider moving Rasheem or Kyle into the middle for this spell?
You know what? You know, we could always do that, but like, you know, don't see a need to. You know, you guys talking about position change and all that. Like, we're good where we are. You know, we feel really good where our linebackers are. You know, obviously, you'd like to have more depth, but that's the game of football. Everybody in the country's got the same problem. We've been fortunate this camp so far, so knock on wood. You guys don't jinx me giving you the injury updates. That's one of the reasons I don't talk about it. I'm gonna blame your butt if something happens today.
Any other position battles solved yet? Left tackle, D
Not yet. Well, we'll get you two deep on Monday. I thought that, you know, kicker was an interesting one that I'd give to you early, but at that point, no. There's not. I mean, there's things going on, but I think you guys have a pretty good idea. There won't be a whole lot of surprises besides what I gave you today. Give you the surprise.
You noticed a few guys on the D line not practicing the past couple of days. Do you have an update on any of those guys,
No.
the defensive end?
Speaking of defensive end, Joey Zielinski, I'm wondering just at this point in camp, compared to when you guys started, has he been a guy who's displayed an upward trajectory or had
There's
some
no
good days
question
and
about
bad
it. He
days?
just keeps getting better. I mean, it's starting to click. He's had like the last 3 practices. I think he was, you know, you guys probably saw it on Bates' Twitter about the player of the day. You know, he might have got it 2 days in a row. I think. At least been, you know, shared it with somebody. But he's, you know, he's doing well. So it was good to see. Yes, you know, we thought that's what he was. You know, but that's where we are.
At the end of camp here, where does the offense sort of sit compared to this time last year?
Oh, we're better. We're better. But you know what? We can say we're better on August 21st. We're gonna find out on game day, right? I mean, we can talk about it all we want. We're playing against each other all day, so we will find out. But you know, I feel really good with where we are as a football team. But you got to go play. You got to play the game. The game is played on Saturdays at noon, or 3:30, or 7 p.m., and we got to wait till those days.
Eli said, I think it might have been on media day, that at a few points over the offseason he watched film with you to get your perspective on defense, to help him, you know, to see coverages, see the defense. Is that something you've done in the past with quarterbacks to sort of get that defensive perspective?
I'll give them defensive perspective, you know, as well as just show them how to, like I feel like I know how to like study. Period. Like, you know, the other thing besides just talking coverage and like, you know, what it looks like, you know, what's the difference, what does our defense look like compared to what you've seen in the past, but also just to teach. I don't know if kids spend enough time, you know, they're on their computers or, you know, on their iPhones or on their iPads, but like watching tape and learning how to watch it. You know, when guys just go in to watch a game tape, like, that doesn't tell you anything. Okay, to me, I love to dissect, and that's the fun part of my job is to watch an offense, sort it. Okay, you know, we put every information you put in the computer, you get out of the computer. So what you put in, you get out. So we have so much stuff in that computer where our GAs and all those guys work their tails off to input in the computer. You know, sometimes we don't know how to use it. So I was really also teaching him like just how to get it sorted where he can see like every cover 2 in a row, every quarters in a row, every 3 week in a row, where he can study it that way. It's hard to, you know, it's just, they don't have time. They don't, you know. So I wanted to make sure I wanted to be that film rat. I wanted, you know, to be that way.
Do you often find yourself going to offensive players, coaches, and saying, hey, watch out for this because this is what I would do. This is how I would go after you.
That's my job. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You know, I'm going to them about like, you know, things I see on defense, but also like what hurts us. You know, what hurts, you know, another team. And again, we're going to face a team that's very similar to what we do next week. So
Eli talked a little bit about reviewing, I think he said with Cade, reviewing the film from the Cal game last year because he talked about how they like emptied the Rolodex of coverages. Yeah. Do you think him having that tape has maybe helped him just to be able to recognize things and just? He said he's watched it numerous times.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's watching more tape, and when you talk about the improvement, it's recognition of coverages and safeties and knowing who's telling you what the coverage is pre-snap, and a lot of it's pre-snap. I mean, you can imagine sitting back there and people walking around, moving, and you're trying as a quarterback trying to dissect what it is. He has become pretty good at that. Now, again, we'll find out on game day how it transitions from practice to game day, from the videotape to game day. But those are. I mean, when you start to imagine where he'll be in a year or 2 years. I mean, like. That takes time, and Kenny Pickett didn't have it right away. Nobody's going to. I mean, stuff's happening fast out there, especially at that position. It happens fast everywhere. But anything else? All right, thank you.